What am I doing today? I don't even know. I guess we're just gonna look at some new stuff. Yeah, we're gonna look at some new stuff. Hello there. So today, again, I'm in my fancy 4K setup. Today, we're actually here to try out some new drugstore makeup. And maybe not only drugstore. I like trying out drugstore stuff, but sometimes it's kind of hard to do a full face and then do a full face of like high-end makeup because I don't buy that much high-end makeup. So I think today we're going to mix it up a little bit and do like a both worlds. I do have a list in front of me with all the stuff, but first we have to do something about this hair. Listen, I love my short hair, but this is seriously a struggle to do something with it when I want to record. First of all, of course, we have a pore filler primer. I'm not sure if I've used this one on camera, but I surely want to use it today. This is the Benefit Porefessional Lite. I already talked about this at my favorites video, and that is because I actually really like it. It is super lightweight. It does have like this kind of weird putty texture. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's so good. I actually really enjoy the texture of it a lot more than the other versions of the Porefessional that I've tried, and it blurs just as well as the other ones. It's just a little bit less noticeable when you wear it by itself. So I prefer pairing this up with, you know, another primer, foundation, just to do like the full deal, and then you can really see the blurring effect. But this texture is like, there's no competition. This is incredible. When it comes to primers, I do have quite a lot of new primers. I do have the new NYX stuff, so maybe we can try that. I have the NYX Plump Right Back Plumping Serum Primer with Electrolytes. I have no idea what that means for my face, but it does look pretty neat. I have used this like twice. It's got cute packaging. I like the pump. And it's like this thick gel. It actually reminds me a lot of the e.l.f. grippy primers that they always come out with. It smells nice. It reminds me of something. I feel like I've had something that smelled exactly like this. So it absorbs quite quickly, and it doesn't feel as thick on the skin as the e.l.f. ones do, but it's definitely pretty sticky. We have some glycerin, we have hyaluronic acid and panthenol and more hyaluronic acid, and sounds pretty good to me. So let's see how this goes with one of my newer foundations. So what do we have here today? I am very excited about this. This is the Milk, what's it called? It's the Milk Flex Foundation Stick in the shade Shell. Oh my god, I've been hearing about this foundation literally for years. It is a stick foundation. I really like the packaging. It's so freaking sleek. The shade is a little bit too dark for me, just a tiny bit, but nothing too dramatic. I just love how fast are stick foundations. So let me give you a little close-up. This is what the foundation looks like. I really like the texture of it. It's so lightweight. Like, it's almost unbelievable how lightweight this feels during the day. I really like it. I wore it a couple times already and it wears so well. Yeah, I cannot wait to use it more and more because it's really a good foundation. I mean, I already said we have the new NYX stuff, okay? So we should probably get all of it. So I'm going to go in with the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. This has been all over every fucking platform I have. Like, insanely hyped up. I have the shade... What are you? Light. I have the shade Light. Okay, this is what it looks like. It's not very runny. And it does have like a nice neutral olive undertone. This is what the concealer looks like up close. It does have pretty high coverage, but I don't feel like it's like a full coverage concealer. It's also not matte. It kind of reflects light from my under eyes, as you can see. So it's a very strange consistency, but I do quite enjoy it. And I was a little bit thrown off by the packaging first, because I really thought it's gonna be like super thick and like I'm not really gonna like it. But honestly, it's actually quite nice. Okay, I don't think I have a new bronzer, but I do have a new liquid blush. And this is the Makeup Obsession Sienna Blush, Liquid Blush, Buildable Sheer Blusher. I have no idea what out of this all is a name, but it's kind of like a dusty pink blush. I ordered it because, first of all, it was on sale, and second of all, I don't really have a blush like that. So let's apply a little bit on my palette. It looks like this. It's actually very pink. I think I'll just use one of my stippling brushes to apply it, my Zoeva one, of course. Okay, it does look quite pigmented on the palette, so I'll make sure I'm just picking up a little bit. I mean, calling this sheer and buildable seems like a little bit of a stretch. This is like full-on pigmented blush. There is nothing to be ashamed of. But it does look really nice. It's also like super pigmented, so I'm going to tone it down a little bit in this area with my foundation brush. Damn, that's a very pink blush. But I mean, I don't really hate it. I think it doesn't look too bad. It is very pigmented and it has like a nice moussey texture, but it's not like one of those matte skippy ones. This one actually worked really well in my opinion. So that's actually pretty good. Damn. We should probably powder my face next, right? So for my powder, I have the new-ish NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Mattifying Powder, and I have the shade Brightening Translucent. I didn't really want to go for any of the pigmented ones, because I'm just not as much of a fan of pigmented pressed powders as I am of like the translucent ones. This is what it looks like. It's brand new. It does look very translucent. Sorry, I'm gonna take one of my little puffs first and powder my under eyes with it. Okay, so my T-zone is set with a powder. It looks way more lightweight than I expected. If you look at my under eyes, they look actually quite nice. They don't look the like smoothest, but this is kind of how just they look when I have a good makeup day. So I think that's fine. I'm just gonna powder the rest of my face with this then. I don't feel like 100% set. It feels a little bit, not exactly sticky, but it's not really that impressive. It did fade my blush a little bit. If you look at it, it's not as pigmented as it was before, but that's okay. That is to be expected. Now, what do we have for brows? There's quite a lot of new brow stuff, I feel like. One of the products that was kind of all over my social media is the new NYX Thick It, Stick It Thickening Brow Mascara. I have it in the shade Taupe because I wasn't really sure which shade to get. It does have a huge brush. Like, this is really big brush. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that, but we will see if it actually works. Okay, so this is one brow. You can see the difference. Definitely you can. This brow does look a lot thicker and like longer. There are fibers in the formula, so it will make your brows look kind of longer and a little bit more full. But it still depends quite a lot on what you already have in your brows, if they're like really thick or not. I think this is probably as good as it's gonna get. I like this, I do. I just kind of wish the brush was a little bit smaller. I mean, you can clearly see that my brows look a lot fuller than they did before, and there's kind of a... yeah, it kind of works, but it's also a little bit messy. I was really careful with it, so it's not that bad, but maybe apply this before your foundation. I don't know. I mean, I never do that, but and I really like the shade. I think this is like a spot-on match for me. Okay, now when it comes to eyeshadow, I do have a couple palettes, not too many, that I kind of want to play around with. This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon palette in the shade Call Me Sunshine. Is their 10 pan. I do like their eyeshadow, I must say. It's pretty good quality, and these shades look really nice. So I think I might go ahead and play with that. Then I also have these liners from Glisten Cosmetics that I would kind of like to use as well. Oh yeah, we need an eyeshadow primer, of course. So I recently purchased this Sigma eyeshadow base primer in the shade Ignite. Of course I bought it because Robert Welsh uses it and he really likes it and he always recommends it, so I just couldn't help it. You know, this primer is quite thick and it is a little bit tacky and more on the matte side, so if you really have oily lids, this is going to be great for you. So I'm gonna take this liner from Glisten Cosmetics in the shade Camo, which is like a nice split green liner, and I'm gonna try to do something nice and neutral with this palette, and we'll see where it takes us, because I have honestly no freaking idea. Sit back, relax, and just watch me do stuff. So there we go. This is the look so far. We're not done yet. Just so you know what shades I used. For the dark base, I used this dark brown over here. Then I used this pale beige to blend everything out and create a little bit more definition in my inner eye socket. And then I used this shimmer as my base all over the lid, but I didn't find it enough intense, so I added a little bit of this yellow on top. Now, I don't love it, but it doesn't look too bad. Now we're gonna move on to the liner. I think I want to do the dark one, and I want to do like a little bit of graphic-y something on the outer corner, I guess. I don't know, I'm not great at this, but you know, it's fun. That is borderline invisible. Not my favorite, not gonna lie, not my favorite. Maybe I'm gonna try to go in with a lime one as well. Okay, I think I'm done. This is enough. So now we have like somewhat of a graphic liner. I'm not too happy with it. But when it comes to the quality of these products, actually, the eyeshadows are really nice. I would say the mattes are great. They blend really well. The shimmers are nice. They're more like a satin metallics rather than like glittery shimmers. But if that's your thing, sure. It's just a little bit more neutral than I expected. I mean, it's called Call Me Sunshine. I really thought it's going to be like full of yellows. And it looked like it in the picture, but when it arrived, it was like, well, that's a neutral palette, I guess. But it's fine. Maybe I just kind of misjudged the picture a little bit. And these Glisten Cosmetics liners are awesome. I really, really like those. I have used them a couple times, even though I really suck at it, apparently. But I do find them very nice. They're not as cracky as some other liners that I've tried. And they're definitely very easy to work with. And I really like that you get these like little duo combos. I find that so smart. Now let me just take my Rare Beauty liner and create something a little bit more watchable out of this, I guess. I don't know. I just feel like I need to fix this a little bit with the liner. I'm not sure how yet, but I'm gonna do my best. Well, Someone sucks at liner today. Let's not cry over spilled eyeliner for the whole day, because we have a new mascara in town. So this is the new Maybelline Colossal Curl Bounce. This has been, again, all over social media. It's supposed to be like really heavily curling. It does have like a rounded brush with a lot of natural bristles. Doesn't really look like something I would love on the first use, but let's just give it a shot, shall we? I don't know. It's like not my favorite. I can definitely see the lashes being curled and more voluminous, but on one side the curl just kind of looks like this. It's not really curled, it's just lifted a little bit. This side looks a lot better. I'm not sure if you can see. It all comes down to how long it's gonna last like that, because I don't see this effect happening for like a whole day, honestly. It is a little bit messy. Also, I'm not the biggest fan of like these bended brushes, but I don't know. I'll have to keep trying this one a little bit more, I guess. I'm gonna take my e.l.f. Nightlight Bronzing Powder. That's like one of my favorite bronzers, and I'm going to quickly bronze my face. I really like this bronzer. It's really not new. It is a little bit pricey, but honestly, just the tone of this is incredible in my opinion, and I really enjoy it, even though it's pricey. This is the KVD Everlasting Blush in the shade Honeysuckle. I got this like on insane sale, and I just really like the color, so I cannot wait to see how it's gonna look like. Okay, it does look a little bit insane on top of that pink blush. Did I completely forget I applied something underneath? Yes. I don't really use this one on camera. This is the ColourPop Super Shock highlighter in the shade Flexitarian. I fucking love this highlighter so much. It's so pretty, but I don't really use it enough. So let's use it. I do have a new setting spray. I do have the NYX Plump finish, again with electrolytes, whatever that means. Fuck, that's a violent mess. And it's supposed to give you like a plumping effect and also set your makeup. I remember I used to use their like matte setting spray all the time, and I really liked that one, and it was really helping to keep my makeup in place, so we'll see about this one. It does feel like a tiny bit tight, so I do think it actually set my face. Do I have plumping effect on me? I don't know. I look like I have too much blush on. I do have the new e.l.f. lip product, so I kind of want to try those. This is the e.l.f. Love Triangle Lip Filler Liner, and I have it in the shade Light Brown. It is like a lip pencil in a shape of eyebrow pencil, I guess. This is kind of how eyebrow pencils look like. Okay, so there is that. That's the lip liner. Quite nice. I like the shade. I do like a good brown lip liner. And then I also have the... What are you? I think it's like their new lip stain. And I have it in the shade Cinnamon Dreams. It's very tiny. I like how small the packaging is. But it's also like a nice brown. So I think it's going to go quite well with the lip liner. That's why I bought them together. Okay. Yeah, they have like a slightly different undertones. The tint is a little bit more like that warm beige, and the pencil is a little bit more of like a neutral brown. So together they make like this nice brownie combo. I'm not sure if it's supposed to like dry down, but it's definitely a very nice lip tint. It doesn't seem to be patchy or anything. It's very comfortable on the lips, very like water-based it feels. And this is the finished look, everyone. So what do we think? Let's look at what we liked and what we didn't like today. I would say that the complexion looks really nice, and that only just supports my claim that this is really good foundation. I heard so many people say that this is the best foundation ever, and honestly I'm kind of starting to pick up on why, but I'm not sure if it's like my favorite ever yet. We'll have to wait for that, but I do like it so far. The primer, I have worn it a couple times. I think it's very nice. If you're into those like very sticky, grippy primers, it is slightly hydrating. I'm not sure how is it more or less hydrating than all the e.l.f. primers I have, but it's definitely in a similar category when it comes to the texture. I also like the finish, so I would say that the setting spray also did like a little number on the face, because it does look very nice. It looks a little bit more glowy. It looks pretty healthy and hydrated, what can I say? Same thing with the concealer. It's not like the most full coverage concealer ever. I can still see my dark under eyes, but it's definitely helped to brighten them up in like a little bit more non-greasy or non-matte way, and I like the texture of that. I feel like this would be really nice just all over the face instead of foundation, honestly. The Porefessional I love. What else do I like? The blush was also very good, but it's just a little bit too pigmented to call it sheer. Maybe you should reevaluate your names. The palette was very nice. I feel like this is a very decent eyeshadow quality, kind of similar to the e.l.f. mini palette, which I really appreciate. The NYX powder, I'm not like the biggest fan of it. It did fade my blush quite a bit. It wasn't like super setting. Like, I like to feel that my face is set, so it's not like sticky and transferring everywhere. And this powder didn't really give me the feeling that I'm not sticky. So I don't know, but it looks nice at the same time, even under the eyes. So I'm a little bit on the fence. I'll have to try this one a little bit more. Same thing for the brow mascara. Like, the shade is really on point, and I like what it did to my eyebrows. But I feel like if you have very thin eyebrows, this is just not gonna help you a ton, because it's kind of building on what you already have. But I don't think it's bad. I actually think it's very nice if you already have something to work with. The KVD blush, I absolutely love. This is such a good shade. The e.l.f. lip products, I'm a little bit on the fence. Like, the pencil is nice, I like the undertone, but the tint is a little bit too warm. It doesn't look like it in the tube at all, but it is a little bit too warm for that lip pencil, and that makes me kind of mad a little bit. But I like the textures of them both. I'm looking at my mouth right now. I like it. Then we have these Glisten Cosmetics liners. I think these are probably some of the best on the market, and they're really affordable compared to like the Suva liners. Then I have the Sigma eyeshadow primer. Also, I really like this. I really enjoy it. I think that is it. So this was actually like a very successful sweep through my collection for some new stuff. I am quite liking these like new year launches. Like, NYX did some stuff, e.l.f. did some stuff. And I'm also into the fact that we're still looking for that plumped, hydrated skin. That was me trying out a full face of new makeup, drugstore and high-end, whatever just came to my hand. I hope you liked it. Maybe you learned something today about some of these products, and it's going to help you invest your money better. Thank you very much for watching. Consider subscribing, and if you want to see more videos of me trying out any makeup, you can check out the playlist. See ya!